This show is sponsored in part by Sebastian Productions, where we specialize in modeling, runway coaching, personal styling, event production, and consulting. For more information, visit www.sebastianmodeling.com.
A very special guest in the building with us today, and I have my co-host from A Blast from the Past, Lisa the Boss Lady, is going to be co-hosting with me again on Lisa Denae Live. Y'all ready for the Lisa experience?
I don't think they're ready.
Because it is an experience.
It's quite an experience.
Get yourself together and get ready, because starting in January, it's going to be the Lisa experience on Lisa Denae Live, and I'm super excited. We did this a few years back. Yes. Right, Lisa?
Yes.
And we just have such good chemistry because we kind of alike, but kind of different. So it's always good to have a different point of view. So I'm so happy to have you here today. And we have our guest, Neiki L. Jones, who is the author of our book of the month, When the Pieces Begin to Fit. So we got a great show for you today, and I am ready to just go ahead and get into it. So we were talking about this, the fact that the coronavirus numbers are going up everywhere. And so I don't know. We've been saying this every week when we come here. People mask up. Stop having these house parties. Stop going everywhere you don't need to go, and stay out of folks' face. It's very simple.
It's very simple.
It's the rules I live by anyway. Stay out of my face. But I mean, put on a mask. I think, we joke about it, but people are dying. And a lot of people have died due to this. It's a serious matter.
It is. It's a very serious matter. And I don't think that anything that we're out here doing is that serious. Wash your hands. Stop touching your face. Limit your contact. It's nothing is that serious.
Right.
I mean, I do feel like the numbers are padded, but it's significant. It's significant.
It is significant. It's very significant. And I think that, with the flu season being here too, we have to just be so careful and so vigilant. But I do want to say that I was contacted by my son's school saying that it's mandatory starting in January for the kids to come back to school. And I'm like, what? Why? When the numbers are going up, what are y'all doing?
What district is that?
At Spring Branch, right here in Houston, Texas. So I'm thinking, like, mandatory, that means I might have to pull them out then. Because why would you do that? Why would you make them come back and the numbers are going up?
My daughter is at Spring ISD, and we had the option in the beginning to do half virtual, half. And I automatically put whole virtual, and it's like 19 cases a week that I get emailed about.
Wow.
So she was already the whole year virtual, and it's her last year. So
yeah, well, I have a 5th grader, so I already pulled my middle school, pulled him out of school last year. I homeschooled him because they weren't teaching him nothing. So I'm on the verge, because I think that they need to put our children, not only their physical health, their mental health, as a priority.
Right.
And if they won't do it, I certainly will. But there's a current proposal being discussed that will require us as Americans to take the COVID vaccine in order to receive a stimulus check. So tell me you guys' thoughts on that.
I have 5 businesses.
So otherwise, keep the check. In other words,
you're not going to inject a virus into me. I'm sorry.
Well, the only thing about this is this particular vaccine does not have the coronavirus.
That's what they say about the flu virus, and I was a medical assistant.
Flu virus does have the flu in it.
Yeah.
But the coronavirus is a different technology. So what it is it's one of the first vaccines of its kind. It's teaching your body it's triggering your body to create antibodies, but there's no virus in it, which, that's what they tell us. They can tell us anything. But, me, I'm not a person to live in fear, and I don't leave no money on the table. So go on and give me my shot.
I don't trust it.
I'm going to need that stimulus. Go on and give it to me.
I don't trust it, but I may be a conspiracy theorist.
Maybe.
Humor me a little bit. I'm usually not. I usually laugh at conspiracy theorists, and I say they need to take a nap, the woke people, and all that good stuff. But I really feel like they're trying to chip us, and I feel like that's going towards the end of days. So I'm not there yet.
Well, I hear a lot of people saying that. Here's the thing. I mean, if they put a chip in you through a shot with a virus, they don't have to do that with coronavirus. They can do that with anything. They can do that with whatever shot they want to give you.
Yeah,
if they really want to chip you. I mean, they could do all kind of things if they want to chip us. I don't know. I hear people saying that, but I don't really think that's an issue. At the same time, I don't mind taking a vaccine because I want my body to develop the antibodies. Also, you have to understand too, this is a two-part vaccine. You want to take it twice. So if you take it once, you got to go back in 3 weeks and take it again. So, you do have a little bit of time to figure out how your body reacts to the vaccine before you decide to go back and get it again. So I don't know. It's up to every individual. I don't think it should be tied to the stimulus, though. I think that's a little too, that sounded a little too communist-y for me. Like you're trying to control us now. And I don't too much like that. I don't like being told what to do. I might not want to just because of that. Don't tell me what to do. So, that's the problem that I have with it. But I do think that we should look into it, get all the information before you say no. Just get all the information before you say no, because this is a serious disease. It's a serious virus, and we want to make sure that everybody is protected if possible. So, meanwhile, in the UK, they have already approved their vaccine. They're approving one from Pfizer and another company called Biotech. So they could start taking the vaccine as early as next week.
Well, let's watch them.
Yeah, let's watch them. Of course, it may not mean anything to us because I think one of ours is from Pfizer, the other is from Moderna. So I don't think we have the same vaccine unless we all take the Pfizer one. Anyway, y'all know I always prophesy and call into existence that my man coming from the UK. So, baby, if you're listening, go and get that vaccine then. Because I don't want you to be taken out before me and you make our meet. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need you to be healthy, boo. So shout out to the UK. They moving right along. Anyway, right here in Houston, Texas, in the United States of America, it's getting a little chilly. So I want to encourage everybody to bundle up. Another reason not to go out unless you absolutely have to. But if you from Chicago like me, go and pop that fur out. You already know we be waiting to pop out our furs and our boots with the fur. Fur hats. I went to the store last night looking like a Eskimo. I had on a fur hat and a little fur collar, and they was looking at me like, where's she going?
I don't even own any of that.
Girl, we live for it. And for my people from the East Coast, y'all know, we pull out that fur and that leather quick when it get cold. We got to do a little styling and profiling. Anyway, we'll be right back. We're going to get into an interview with our special guest, Neiki Jones. So stay with us. We will be right back. Are you tired of bad days, dry days, hair, and lackluster curls? We know the struggle is real.
Hey, it's your girl Lisa Denae, and I want to tell you about my new book of the month, When the Pieces Begin to Fit, by Neiki L. Jones. Have you ever felt discouraged, depressed, struggling to find your purpose? This book will help you make sense of it all and inspire you to keep moving forward. Neiki uses her own personal journey to illustrate that you are more than your situation and you can overcome. Get your copy of When the Pieces Begin to Fit by Neiki L. Jones, available now on Amazon. Be sure to leave a review and tell her Stunner Radio sent you.
Latriva Denae, radio personality and event host, will make your event the place to
Personality, charisma, and style. A true star ready to shine at your next event. Latriva Denae, radio personality and event host, will make your event the place to be and provide lasting memories for your audience. If you want to take your event to the next level, book Latriva Denae to be your host, MC, moderator, or red carpet interviewer and host. Contact her at Latriva Denae on Facebook and Instagram for booking information and price.
Miss Neiki Jones, who is the author of our book of the month, When the Pieces Begin to Fit. Welcome to the show, Neiki.
Thank you so much for having me.
So good to have you back. You was on my show years ago,
yes.
And I really don't even remember what year it was. But we were talking about Alea Ministries.
Yes.
And you still have Alea Ministries.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are you're author now.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're doing public speaking.
Oh, Jesus. Yes, ma'am.
So tell us about all the changes that you've been going through over the last couple of years.
Oh, my goodness. Well, definitely I can say, when you were speaking about the coronavirus and the vaccine, to me, I already have my antibodies because I actually caught the virus in March.
Oh, wow.
And, when it first started, everybody was scared and I actually was dying.
Oh, wow.
I was by myself. So as far as getting the vaccine, no, because to me, I am my own vaccine.
Right. Yeah.
I had lost a sense of smell. I had no energy. I couldn't eat. I was very dehydrated, and actually I ended up catching pneumonia in both lungs. Never in my life had pneumonia. I had a fever for like 10 days. And I caught it, well, I tested positive on March the 20th. My results came back on March the 26th that I tested positive for COVID. And Easter literally was the first day that I had enough energy to wash my hair,
Wow.
let alone take a shower. So, I was all kinds of funky, and I remember I was sitting outside and I just cried. But I felt ashamed, and the reason why I felt ashamed and guilty because on that day I went to Facebook and it was this lady who lost her husband and her son from COVID. And that's why I felt guilty. It's like, God, you spared me, but this lady lost her life. So God was like, how dare you not tell my people how I have healed you?
Yes.
So I am a walking, breathing, living testimony of God's healing because I know I'm supposed to be in that 200,000 number because I started seeing my grandparents at the foot of my bed. And my grandparents have been gone for a long time.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am. It was very scary. Yes, ma'am. I had 2 mental breakdowns. And I remember I said, God, if I was to die, nobody would know. Mm-hmm. And literally it was a mindset because to me, I was already dead here mentally. So I was like, okay, God, you're going to have to help me. So God was like, okay, he said, you shall live and not die, but to declare my works and to be still and know that I'm God. Mm-hmm. And that's when the shift happened. And that's when I had to fight mentally, and that's when I realized you never know how strong you are until being strong is no longer an option.
Right.
And at that point, exactly. And at that point, I had to be strong because I have a daughter, and she said, you should live. So just to be there by myself, it was very, very hard. Mm-hmm. 2 mental breakdowns and not having anybody there. And my restroom is literally maybe 2 feet from my bed. It took everything in me to even go to the restroom. So that's why I tell people, mask up, wear your mask, protect yourself because I say, you don't want this in your life because it could take your life.
Right.
Because I literally was there.
Wow.
Literally.
That is crazy. The thing, I'm really glad to hear you talk about it because so many people just don't think it's a reality. They don't think it's real.
Oh, it's real. It's real. And then the after effects. I had issues after that I'm actually, still dealing with, but I don't complain because I'm still here. Right. And I'm not supposed to be here.
Well, I have heard that there's effects afterwards. I have heard that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I guess this is the first time I ever talked to somebody who actually had it. Know for sure they had it. Because I personally think I had it in December of 2019. This is before they even told us about it. I was so sick last year, right before Christmas. I couldn't smell anything. I couldn't taste anything. I had no energy, just like I could barely get out the bed. And it didn't feel like the flu. I was like, what is this? It felt different.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just felt like my mind was weird too.
Yeah.
Because when you got the flu, it usually don't affect you mentally. But mentally, I was like weird. I was thinking weird stuff and I was in a fog. My mind was in a fog and I was like, what kind of illness is this? And it lasted for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it just went away. And now that we know about coronavirus, it's like, man, that's crazy because I was around a lot of people.
Yeah.
I didn't know, when I would get kind of okay, I would still get up and go to the store and still get, because I had to. But I think that, this country and the other countries, they're going to have to put something in place even for after this is over.
Yes.
Because like you said, the after effects.
Yeah.
And we're going to need a check. I'm just saying, we're going to need a check for this, you know? That's all I'm saying. So I'm so happy to hear that you got through that.
Yes, ma'am.
Because it sounds like it was traumatizing.
It was. It really was. But literally, but God.
Yes.
But God. And that's why I'm so thankful for the book, when the pieces begin to fit, because even though this book was already written before I caught the virus, it still kind of brought everything back together, for me. And actually, COVID actually was a blessing to me because it allowed me literally to be still and to reconnect my relationship with God. And a lot of times I found myself being overwhelmed, but then I was like, well, Neiki, is it overwhelmed or maybe you didn't manage your time properly? So I'm thinking I didn't manage my time properly.
Yes.
And so now I'm okay with saying no, because before I wouldn't say no. And it's like, if it's something that I feel I'm not going to do, then no, I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. And having that boundary, I learned how to set a boundary for myself, which I never had before. Just taking time for Neiki, that whole self-care. So pretty much this year literally has been just me pretty much trying to get back in the swing of doing things, because I lost my oomph, if that makes sense. But I had to realize that I can still be productive in my season of stillness. So I understood that I was in my stillness season. So, and because God was preparing me for something better and for something greater.
Wow. So you consider COVID your blessing, kind of like a wake-up call?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am. It was a wake-up call for me.
Yeah, I think you said that on your live
Yes.
video this week, that it was a wake-up call. I think for me, for most of us who have been like locked down or couldn't go to work, couldn't go places, it's been like a wake-up call. For me, it let me know I don't want no 9 to 5. I don't like it. So, I already knew that, but just increase my determination as an entrepreneur to not ever have to do that again. Because here's the thing, we learn so much about our society and our environments, what this was going on is a lot of people could have been working from home. Why didn't y'all make this possible? We could have been doing this.
Been preaching it for 5 years.
Yes, a lot of people could have been working from home. A lot of schools could have set up online learning. It's a lot of things that could have been in place before this, and now we're finding out.
No such thing as a snow day anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just, I do feel that it was a wake up call to everyone.
Yeah.
I have business partners. The travel world, they say, has suffered. My travel world has not. But some people, the cruise bookers, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean, some of the rest of us who book other things, it hasn't suffered, and I think that that's a wake up call for the cruise bookers. Go book some other things.
Yes.
Go learn some other things. It's a wake up call to the people that depend solely on 9 to 5. I love my 9 to 5, and I go to it because I choose to. But I don't get it twisted. If I don't want to get up and go, I can stop.
Right.
I go because I like socialization. And that's all I get. I have 2 ladies that sit to the side of me, and that's it. That's all. We got plexiglass, and then that's I'm good with that because I'm a social person, and I choose that, and that twisted everything.
I know that's right. I'm gonna get my social interaction at the bar. I'm just saying.
You better hurry up.
When it open up, I might have to make me a little bar at the crib. But anyway, I do see what you're saying. It's been a wake up call to all of us. So I really like the fact that you said when you came through COVID, the book was already written, but it really hit home. So how do you feel like it's changed everything going through that, especially with you being an author, a speaker, and with Elea Ministries?
Well, for one, like I said, it puts things in perspective. Now I know what makes sense as far as like prioritizing, like I was saying before, what's important to me. Whatever I feel that is going to grow me, then that's something that I'm going to pursue. And it also taught me to be prepared, because a lot of times, before COVID, I was just like, okay, I'm just going to do it and not prepare myself. So COVID actually taught me how to prepare myself. And also with the Elea Ministries, now we plan strategically. We know what we're going to do and what we're not going to do, and have different measures in place. So COVID, like I said, it taught me to be prepared, and that it's okay to say no to things.
Yes,
and to live. It's okay to still be busy, but still live your life, because literally we could be here today and gone today.
Yes, that is so true. If we haven't learned anything, we've definitely all learned that in 2020. So what's next for you?
Well, my plan was, before I got sick, was to do Neiki Speaks. And Neiki Speaks was literally just a platform on Facebook where I would just encourage people, and that's it. But after COVID, I was like, no. So actually, I have a website that I'm going to launch soon. I'm also going to have some merch on it. Actually, I have been invited to speak. So, and also during this, I was able to get my certification. I am a for real, legit peer-to-peer recovery coach.
All right.
So I'm going to also use that, to help individuals, because when you think about recovery, it's not just substance abuse.
Right.
We are all recovering from something. I can't tell you how, to recover from divorce if I've never been divorced, or depression if I never experienced depression, or suicide if I never attempted it. So that's what Neiki Speaks is about, is to encourage you, and that, you know, you don't have to settle, you know, regardless on what's going on, whatever God said for you to do it.
I think that's really good, because what you make is a good point, that everybody's recovering from something. And the big piece there is that people don't even know they're in recovery.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times when you see people go from relationship to relationship, they don't even know. They might still be hurting from their very first one from high school,
Yes.
that they never recovered from.
Mm-hmm.
And now I got all these people that have getting caught in the crossfire of their lack of recovery.
Yes.
So I think that's really good, because trauma is trauma. It doesn't matter where it comes from. Like you say, you had to recover from the trauma of COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a lot of people that have to recover from that. A lot of us have to recover from the loss of an income stream, because I've always believed in multiple streams of income, even when I was young. But, you know, I lost how many? I lost one income stream. But it was a loss, you know, and I was in recovery. Like, look at here, I'm going to have to find another stream of income. So I think it's really good that you're taking that stance, and that you do it more than what you started out with doing. And I hope that inspires other people to do more.
Yes,
You
please
know?
don't stay stagnant.
Yeah, because this life is all you got.
Exactly.
I
I
mean,
don't have one.
Unless we do really come back. I don't know. I feel like I've been here before. But I don't have no full knowledge of it. I just know I had a crown on when I was here first. I'm just saying.
You're a queen.
Yeah, I've always been in my last life, hopefully in my next life. But for right now, all we have is now. So I just love the fact that you took that experience and made it something positive and something great. It's really going to save a lot of lives. So I applaud you on that, because, you know, as a person who, I started a nonprofit too, and I realized that you have to really know what your goals are.
Yes.
You have to know what you're trying to do. Because for me, I shut my nonprofit down because it was no longer serving what I was trying to do. It was so many people becoming associated with it just to be seen. And I'm not for that. I'm trying to help victims of domestic violence, survivors of domestic violence, not help you get known and help you get followers on Instagram. So for me, I was like, let me go and shut that down. I could do more being who I am to help survivors. Just letting them know, look, I've been there. I could do more. So it's really important to really evaluate, what is it that you're actually trying to do?
Right.
Because if you're trying to help people, it's more than one way to do it.
Right.
And so I think it's really awesome that you're using your platform to help people in recovery.
Thank you.
That's really good. So what do you think, Lisa, the boss lady?
I think that what you're doing is really, really, really important. And one thing that kind of stuck in my head about what you're doing is the blog that you're doing, where you're motivating people and encouraging people. People need that.
Yeah.
We're not doing enough of uplifting each other. We can find a fault, we can find a misspelled word, a grammatical error so fast. And we're not uplifting each other. And I can be your hype man all day and all night, but I don't have one. I have Lisa Denae, and she has brought me out of my shell so
Lisa's the
much.
part of your shell. You still holding on to a little bit.
A little bit. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. But if you don't have a Lisa, you know, if you don't have somebody in your life, you know, that's gonna motivate you, and so many of us don't. You know, before I met Lisa, you know, I was always just that person, period. And I used to ask myself the question, do you think that some people were born to give love and not receive it? And I used to think that was me.
That's not a thing.
And that is what I thought. And you just putting your videos up there and you encouraging people, that's going to help more people than you know, and more people that are going to say it. Because they're going to look at it, but they're not going to say nothing. Yeah. But they're still going to be helped. And I want you to go to bed knowing that you're still going to help somebody, because you just helped me. Even if you don't know it, you just helped me. Thinking about what you went through with your COVID battle, I hope you know how strong you are.
Yes.
Because girl, don't make me cry my water head.
I'll try.
Girl, these lashes.
I'll try nicer. I knew better. But you are very strong, and I hope you talk. How old is your daughter?
24.
I hope that you speak very, very honestly and openly with her, so that she can understand what type of strong she should be, and she could pull that from you.
Yeah.
Because we need that.
Yes,
we
we
need
do.
that as women and as mothers. We need that. She needs to be able to know how strong her mother was so that she can be that strong for her daughter.
Right. Oh, that's good.
And writing this book was therapeutic for me because, the issues that I thought I had buried, like my daddy issues, and I had a place of there. We all have our place of there, which is our dark place.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about that. So it opened up the wound that I thought that had healed,
Yes.
but it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But writing this, it really did open it up, and I'm really truly healed now. That's why on the front of the book I have, like low self-esteem, loss, but on the back of the book I have found, I have, now I have self-esteem, happy, joy, peace. I don't have rejection issues or abandonment issues, because those rejection and abandonment issues were because of because I was adopted, and then my daddy issues. So once I had to heal from that in order for me to become whole, and then once I found my birth mom, that's when literally the pieces began to fit, because everything came full circle.
Mm-hmm.
So now I can sit here and say that I am a full. I'm full now. I'm whole
right.
now.
Yes.
I'm whole. I'm no longer, like these broken pieces.
Yes.
Because sometimes in life, we go through things that will allow us to have our pieces scattered. But it's okay, because eventually in the right timing, those pieces will come back.
Yes.
But not sometimes the pieces, those old pieces, they can't fit into your new.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay to let those old pieces go. But just stay steadfast and know that God got it. Trust me, God got it.
Right. And you got it. You have to put in some work too,
Right.
because you can't just feel like it's going to fall out the sky, because what you did was work. When you start working on your book, that was your starting point. And some people need to do that. You need to either start journaling, you need to start doing something,
Right.
because I think this society that we live in now gives more attention to brokenness.
Yes.
It gives more attention to
Yes.
train wrecks.
Yes.
Chaos.
Yes.
People who don't have their life together. And because we have become such attention seekers, people think it's okay to live your life like that, but it's not. We are all meant to be whole.
Right.
So I think it's amazing and it's wonderful that you found that, because you can look all around in your family and in people that people all up in their 60s and 70s still not whole.
Yes, ma'am.
And we don't want that. You do want to be whole. I have said that for a long time, that I will not get into any type of serious situation until I'm a whole person.
Right.
Because why bring all your broken pieces to somebody else?
Yes, ma'am.
And then they can't, what they supposed to do with that? That's like a whole bunch of pieces out of different puzzles. They can't put that together.
And you're going to break them too.
Yeah, it's
Right.
going to break
Right.
them too.
Right.
But once you have achieved your wholeness, and then don't go, once you achieve your wholeness, and find somebody who all broke up themselves.
Right.
No.
That's the
Right.
hard
Then
part.
you that's the hard part. Because really you'll start to attract that.
Yeah.
Because they see your wholeness and they want to be around that. And so you have to be disciplined though in your life to say, look, no, I'm whole and I need a whole partner, because I can't, I'm not a surgeon. I ain't no social worker. I ain't no probation officer or parole officer. I've had to give that speech several times.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not the one. I need a whole person. So I'm really happy that you were here, Neiki, because you dropped a lot of gems. And that is a huge gem, that you can be whole. You can achieve wholeness. And so, I'm so happy that you came. I'm so happy that we had you, because I think it's so important for people to understand that at some point the pieces need to begin to fit.
Yes, ma'am.
It needs to.
It's time.
Yes.
It's time.
Yes. It's no longer cute to be broken. I don't know if
It
it ever
never
was cute.
There's starting to be a popularity contest out there.
I know.
And it's like people would uplift what's popular versus what's right now.
Yeah.
And it's getting hard to beat that in society.
Yeah, it's like, who's the most broken?
They want to capitalize off that. No, you're not going to capitalize off my brokenness.
Yes,
Oh my
no. And that's what is happening to a lot of people.
It is.
Especially in the entertainment industry. A lot of people can get paid for how broken can you be. And that's unfortunate. But, I'm glad for people like you that is going to use your platform to help people achieve wholeness and understand they deserve to be whole. So again, thank you so much for coming. Before you leave, we're going to definitely have you tell us your social media and how we can support you and how we can purchase the book. But this time, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with our top 5 fails of the week. Don't let social distancing have you out here looking. I'm a queen, so I'll never sell my soul. And the new me ain't never getting old. You looking crazy cause you thought it was a joke, Now just sit back and watch the show and catch my smoke, catch my smoke, catch my smoke. I hope you don't choke. You looking crazy cause you thought it was a joke. Now just sit back and watch the show and catch my smoke. I'm a queen, so I'll never sell my soul. Ladies, are you tired of cramps, yeast infections, hot flashes, or painful sex? V-steaming can help. Ladies, are you tired of cramps, yeast infections, hot flashes, or painful sex? V-steaming can help. Detox your vagina, sis, with phenomenal Ladies V-steam. Vaginal detox has many great benefits: increases fertility, enhances your sex life, reduces stress, and restores your pH balance. Call Phenomenal Ladies V-steam at 832-553-2100. Renew and revitalize your vaginal area and awaken your inner goddess. Book your appointment today at 832-553-2100 and tell them Stunner Radio sent you. All right. We're back, and it is the top 5 fails of the week. Speaking of attention seeking, is my number 5 on the top 5 fails of the week. A YouTuber in Austin, Texas jumped off a bridge this week in order to gain views and likes. Not only did he film himself jumping off the bridge, but he sustained several internal injuries, including a brain injury. He survived it, and he achieved what he wanted because he got a lot of new followers and a lot of likes on the video. But eventually, YouTube took the video down because they do not want to encourage this type of behavior. But I think it's really sad that you could be so desperate for attention that you would literally jump off a bridge.
He needs to be in a white jacket hugging himself.
Yes. This was a young African American male.
Oh man!
You know how you hear the news and you be like,
I just knew it wasn't.
Was it one of them? You be like, yeah, ooh, that's some white folk. That's what you be thinking. But no, black people, it's one of us.
Oh my God.
So please say a prayer for this young man. I did not write down his name because I didn't want to say his name, because I don't want more people to go try to find him and follow him. That's the whole point of why he did this.
Right.
He needs to seclude himself. He needs to be off social media and gain some type of mental health, because clearly he's not all there. And he's my number 5. My number 4 on my top 5 fails of the week is rapper G Herbo and his crew. They have been accused of using stolen IDs to charge more than $1 million in private jets, a Jamaican villa, and more in a fraud case that has been brought against them by the federal government.
Wow.
My thing is, once again, attention seeking. You're trying to ball out of control and you ain't got no money. I mean, come on, you a rapper. I mean, I don't know what you need to do, but I know that clubs is closed. A lot of people can't perform. So, like I said on my post, Mariah Carey out here selling cookies. So everybody trying to find that additional stream of income. But don't do it by committing fraud, because there's a price to pay for that. Even though I heard federal prisons ain't that bad. But right now, I wouldn't want to go to prison in any environment.
There's always in there too.
Yes, because with COVID, we don't want to be in prison at all. So number 3 on my top 5 fails of the week, California. The state of California has issued a stay-at-home order for 5 of their counties, and including LA County. And in fact, LA, the city of LA, is on track to run out of hospital beds by Christmas. This is really sad because their governor has said this is a state of emergency. They're really afraid of this. This is really just running rampant in the state of California. This is sad because I think a lot of more people are going to die. And we have to figure out what needs to be done. I do believe, my own personal opinion, is that we need to shut down for at least 2 weeks. Just shut down the country for 2 weeks, try to get reset and see if this can help. But also send us a check, because we need to eat during them 2 weeks. We need to be able to survive.
But it needs to be a real shutdown.
It needs to be a real shutdown.
We shut down here. Well, we didn't really shut down. Everybody was doing whatever they wanted to do, and they still are. I still have to. I have to fuss at least 3 people a day to put your mask on. Do you know anywhere in Texas where you can go without a mask on?
Not right now.
So why did you think you could come in there without a mask?
Yeah, because people say masks are oppressive, and you know it ain't our people, because we know the real meaning of oppression. But it's them others that say it's oppressive to put on a mask. Try putting on some black skin. But I'm getting off track.
Yes.
But that's my number 3. Their Los Angeles mayor stated in a statement that residents should, quote, hunker down and, quote, cancel everything. It's serious when they're telling you to cancel everything. So instead of chasing that bag, you might want to chase your health. So go ahead and comply with the stay-at-home order if you're in Los Angeles. Number 2 on my top 5 fail of the week. I'm just totally disgusted. Y'all know I'm a Laker fan, so I wasn't really riding for the Rockets anyway. But at some point, I want the Rockets to have some type of ring. I mean, while I'm here in Houston, let me say it again. I want them to have some type of ring. Now, they have already traded Russell Westbrook, and it's been stated that James Harden wants to leave too. Well, and now what we gonna do? So my problem with the reason why they're number 2 on my list is because they traded him for a player in the Washington Wizards who hasn't played basketball since 2018. Okay, what's going on? I mean, you might as well go on and let me suit up. What are y'all doing?
Well, let's just go ahead and get Olajuwon back out there.
Yeah, he might as well. You might as well at this point. I don't know what you guys are doing over there, but that's why you're number 2. Number 1 on my top 5 fails of the week. If you didn't see a meme of this young man laying out in the boxing ring, you was not on social media. Former NBA player Nate Robinson was knocked out in a boxing match against YouTuber Jake Paul. Now, this was all over the social media.
Oh, I saw.
With the pictures of him laying out, and they have just really done a lot with him. So I think it's really embarrassing when you just do such a bold move and say, I'm going to get in the boxing ring. And 2 people that have not been known for boxing getting in a boxing ring, you definitely won't be knocked out cold. I mean, unless they offer you a lot of money, I still would have on some type of shirt that say on the back, they paying me to do this or something. But he got knocked out, and that's why he's number 1 on my list. But I don't like to end the show on a bad note, so we'll be right back with the top 5 wins of the week.
If you're looking for a keynote speaker for your next event, look no further than Miss Mimi of Mimi Speaks, specializing in panel discussions, women's luncheons and conferences, and fashion shows and trade shows. Miss Mimi brings her unique blend of experience and training to make a lasting impression on your guests and clients. With powerful, engaging, thought-provoking topics and presentations, Miss Mimi will provide your guests with meaningful takeaways and life-changing revelations. Also available for red carpet interviews and premieres. Email us today at iammissmimi@gmail.com for booking information. That's IamMyssme. Attention all divas, fashionistas, and ladies of style and sophistication. Lisa Denae's Diva Den is now open for your online shopping pleasure. We offer custom designs created exclusively for the Diva Den, including our Queen collection, specifically designed with you in mind. Choose from tees, tanks, hoodies, leggings, face masks, and home decor. Tired of those cookie cutter looks and boring styling options? The Diva Den can help you get your shine on. Visit us today at www.lisadenae.com/divaden and tell them Stunner Radio sent you.
We're winning with the top 5 wins of the week on Lisa Denae Live. Real talk for the real world.
Hey, we're back with the top 5 wins of the week. I like to leave on a positive note because I love me a winner. You got to ride with the winners. I'm just saying. So number 5 on my list, Starbucks is giving away free coffee to healthcare workers this month. So this is, of course, a win for frontline workers who have been under so much pressure, taking care of people that, have been sick with COVID. And we can't forget that hospitals do have other people there too. So they're working really hard, not just with COVID, but period. And I've always felt like they're underappreciated. So that's really good that Starbucks is doing this. But I also want to mention that this is not just for doctors and nurses. They have extended this to custodial workers, people who are in security, anybody who works in a medical facility, and also mental health workers and active military. So go into Starbucks during the month of December. And in the United States, I don't know what's happening in other countries, but get your free coffee this month. Number 4 on my top 5 wins of the week. This is an exciting one for me because as a Black woman, if you haven't read The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier. Me and you gonna have to fight. Okay, you need to read it because now she's coming out with a sequel that has been long awaited. This one is long awaited because this one is life after death. So this one talks about Winter's life after being incarcerated. Now we've been waiting a long time for this, y'all. So I cannot wait. This book is going to be released in March, and I saw that look, Boss Lady. Me and you gonna have to have a conversation. I don't think Boss Lady ever read it.
I've never heard of it.
OMG!
I'm gonna read it now.
OMG! Yes, you have to read it. Now I'm just gonna share this real quick because I met Sister Soldier and she signed my book, and she said I was cute, and I was like, girl. Yes, you are blessed and highly favored because you speaking the truth, girl. But it was a wonderful experience. She's a really beautiful woman. And so anyway, number 3, was I on number? I got lost. Number 3 on my top 5 wins of the week is it is official that King James is coming back to the Lakers. Okay, now did we have any doubt? But see, the Lakers, unlike the Rockets, know how to secure the bag. Okay, so he re-signed this week along with Anthony Davis, which basically means we coming for another ring, just so you know. Number 2 on my list. This is a good one for people who love basketball like me. The NBA has suspended random drug testing for marijuana use. I'm so happy about this because let them play. Let them play. Everybody need a little anxiety medicine every now and again.
Well, it was decriminalized.
Yes, that's my number 1. We getting to that. But for the random testing, let them men play. You know, we don't want to penalize them for something that some of them may need. So that's a good thing. And they're saying it's due to coronavirus, but we already know they probably were going to do this anyway, because my number 1 on my list is that the House of Representatives have approved legislation that will decriminalize marijuana on a federal level. Now, let me let you understand, it's not meaning that it's legal on a federal level. It's decriminalized. There's 2 different things. So decriminalization means that you can no longer be charged for the possession or distribution. I mean, that's a blessing. So it's kind of the same thing, but there are some different things that need to be in place for it to be legalized for the public distribution, which is a whole nother ballgame. And most of us is waiting on it for Texas because we got our businesses and our websites already ready to go. To go on and, help y'all out and get y'all's medicine. But this is called the MORE Act. So what it's going to do is remove penalties from people who manufacture, distribute, and possess marijuana. Now, the thing about it's not in law yet. So it was passed by the House of Representatives, but it still needs to pass through the Senate to be signed into law. Mm-hmm. So let's just hope they got their wig on straight when it goes into the Senate so they can go and make this a law. Because I mean, they need to make it a law because it's already legal in so many states. Right. And so it doesn't make sense. If we're the United States, for some people to be able to buy it and some people can't. It doesn't make any sense based on where you live. We all should have the same rights and opportunities to get faded if we want to. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, wake and bake. Now, I don't necessarily partake, but I always want to be the number 1 supplier. Listen, I'm here for you for all your needs. I mean, I'm not here now, but when it becomes legal in Texas, I'll add your girl. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
But all my people in Michigan, you know what it is. You know what it is. We don't talk about it on the air. But that is my top 5 wins of the week. Hopefully, we will be back next year, God willing. This is going to be our last Lisa Denae Live for the year as far as broadcasting. Next week, we have a live event here in Houston, Texas. So we will not be with you. And then we're taking 2 weeks off. So I want to thank you all for tuning in with us. It has been a year. That's all I can say. It's been a lot of ups and downs. So before we go, Lisa, Neiki, tell us where people can find you, your social media, and how they can buy your book.
Okay, you can purchase my book on Amazon. It is $9.99, and also if you live in Houston, I have some copies with me, so I can definitely meet you. On Facebook, it's Neiki Speaks. On Instagram, it's Neiki Speaks, and Twitter, it's just Neiki J.
All right, and we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with a wrap up.
Attention businesswomen, movers and shakers, and all go-getters and boss babes. I've got something special for you. A new devotional prayer book, Boss Babes Who Pray, featuring co-author, coach, and etiquette expert Verna Caddy. This is a power-packed devotional written by boss babes for boss babes. Who else can help you navigate the troubled waters of the business world but women just like you who are rising above the waves? Contact Coach Caddy today to get your copy of Boss Babes. This show is sponsored in part by Sebastian Productions, where we specialize in modeling, runway coaching, personal styling, event production, and consulting. For more information, visit www.sebastianmodeling.com. Ladies, are you tired of cramps, yeast infections, hot flashes, or painful sex? V-steaming can help. Detox your vagina, sis, with phenomenal Ladies V-steam. Vaginal detox has many great benefits: increases fertility, enhances your sex life, reduces stress, and restores your pH balance. Call Phenomenal Ladies V-steam at 832-553-2100. Renew and revitalize your vaginal area and awaken your inner goddess. Book your appointment today at 832-553-2100 and tell them Stunner Radio sent you.
All right, we're back and we're going to do a brief wrap up real quick. I want to leave you all with something encouraging as we go into the year of 2020. Of course, we got a few more weeks left, but this is the last time we're going to talk to you in this way. So I want to leave you with something encouraging. Let's start with our special guest, Neiki Jones.
Thank you. So first, I want to say thank you, Lisa, and team for having me here. I know that this has been a year for all of us. This is something that we didn't foresee, but also this is the year of 2020 is vision. So also God has exposed a lot of things. And also just know that regardless on what it looks like or regardless of what you think it looks like, never stop. Never quit in the middle of the process. Continue to keep moving forward. Don't give up. If people don't support you, it's okay. Because at the end of the day, you have God. Whatever God tells you to do, you need to do it. When God gives you a vision, he provides provision. And I know that, money might be an issue, but that's okay. You have to launch out and trust and believe in God and know that he got you.
Yes. That's good. All right, boss lady.
Like Ms. Neiki said, 2020 is a year of vision, and I think that our eyes have been open to several things. I have always been a person that believed in hygiene. I always wash my hands, but I'm washing them a lot more now.
Mm-hmm.
I have always been a vigilant person, but I'm a little more vigilant. So I definitely don't think 2020 is a bad thing. Of course, I do think it was a bad thing and people had to lose their lives, but I think that it was a wake-up call for us to live our lives and to live our lives better, more cautious, more vigilant, and to not be as comfortable as we were because of things like this that can happen. So I'm looking at it as a nudge and say a wake-up call to say, hey, let's do something different, let's do something better, and to actually do that. Go forward and do something better and know that it's in your power to do so. Nobody else has that power but you.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I want to leave you guys with my motto that I'm going to be following for all of 2020. I've always had this motto, but I will pull back from time to time because I've always felt like I was too much for people. So I will always tone myself down a little bit based on who I'm around. But 2020 have definitely cured me of that. If you can't handle me full strength, I'm not for you. So my motto for 2021 is kind of like I said, been my motto all my life: do the most. I need you to do the most at all times. Do not tone yourself down. Do not pull back, because whatever day you're living could be your last. So do the most. I love what Neiki said about she was just going to do, little clips on Facebook and talking to people. Now she has blossomed that into a whole website, speaking engagements, recovery coaching, because you need to do the most. Don't sleep on your own skills. And when people who sit across the table from you, sometimes they got a beautiful voice and folks ain't heard them sing in years. They need to do the most. They need to do the most. Get into the studio. Do what you need to do. Hey, try a new career. Do the most. If you always want to do ballet, it don't matter if you're 250 pounds. Aretha Franklin put on a tutu. You can tutu. So get in there. Do the most. I'm just want to encourage people. Don't sleep on yourself, because other people will sleep on you, but don't do that to yourself. Do the most. When you get up in the morning, when you leave out of the house, do all you could do, and mainly to be happy and to be fulfilled and be you. Because we have enough cookie cutter people. Everybody looking the same. Everybody hair the same. Everybody wear the same type of clothes. Why? When you were created to be unique and to be an individual. So I just want to encourage everybody as you go into the new year and as you go into even your new day tomorrow, don't do the least, do the most. Do everything you can do. And on that note, we hope that you will be back with us as we go into 2021. Special thank you to Vanguard Media. Special thank you to our wonderful engineer who's with us all the time. Jose, you've been so wonderful to us, even though we called you a variety of different names. Carlos. We don't call him all Hispanic names in the book. And I'm so grateful that he didn't say, all right, Shakita, Laquita, Amika. So thank you so much for everything you've done for us while we've been here at Vanguard Media. Shout out to Vanguard Media, to the Al Rucker Show. And we're just going to leave you with my single called, I don't know which one it is, but I think it's Smoke. Okay, my single Smoke for all these people who are being decriminalized. Let's go on and get it. Let's go on and get it. And we'll see you next week.
I'm a queen, so I'll never sell my soul. And the new me ain't never getting old. You looking crazy cause you thought it was a joke, Now just sit back and watch the show and catch my smoke, catch my smoke, catch my smoke. I hope you don't choke. You looking crazy cause you thought it was a joke. Now just sit back and watch the show and catch my smoke. I'm a queen, so I'll never sell my soul.